Hello, this is Dr. Keith Miller, former president of the Pennsylvania Chiropractic Association, reminding you that this is a licensing renewal year and it's coming up fast and summer's upon us. Everyone's kids are getting out of school. College has been out for a few weeks. You're starting to go on your vacations. And the number one reason that chiropractors in the state of Pennsylvania get in trouble with the licensing board is because of continuing education problems. Yes. Number one is CE problems, and I'll explain more in detail. Number two is things like advertising and misrepresentation. So this video is not about number two. It's about the number one reason people get their licenses suspended, penalized, etc., etc. Why is that? It's because people get CE and they think, I got CE. I got my 24 credits. I'm good. But what they didn't do was make sure that those credits were actually Pennsylvania credits. What does that mean? Well, for example, you look at some of the Parker seminars that have gone on. Some of them don't actually have CE for Pennsylvania. Same thing in Florida. Sometimes these big Florida ones don't have Pennsylvania licensed CE. I was just at, not long ago, the American Chiropractic Association's Engage 2026 at the end of January in Washington, D.C., where we did some lobbying for the Medicare bill. And there were lots of credits. None of those credits from the American Chiropractic Association were Pennsylvania approved. Pennsylvania right now is a very, very weird system. And what that means is that you have to submit at least 3 months in advance to the Pennsylvania board in order for them to even look at them before they approve them for Pennsylvania. Well, that means a lot of times some of these larger seminars don't have their speakers completely locked in until sometimes 60 days out. A lot of your programs for like a DAC bar or DOT programs to get your DOT certification, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of them are not going through the Pennsylvania system, mostly because they didn't want to go through the 90-day rigmarole, or they did submit it, but they didn't realize it was 90 days and it immediately got rejected because it was only 70 days out before the seminar or the video or the online program was being done. There's a lot of stuff that gets rejected in Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania, right now at least, can't have anything to do with practice management that you can get credits for. So sometimes certain things that even remotely talk about both patient care and practice management or billing or whatever else, those things you can't get credits for in Pennsylvania. And we've seen it over and over again, where the state will do a random audit on a doctor. The random audit comes back. They ask for all of your paper certificates to be printed and sent in, and the doctor fails. And now what happens is that if the license renewal was, let's say, September 1st, and they did the audit in November, they adjudicated it in December, as far as they're concerned, your license was not valid. And we've even seen it where they've then denied your license. You didn't find out till January. You've been technically unlicensed for 3 months. Then when you have insurance carriers, especially like a Highmark or something else, who does the recredentialing to make sure your license wasn't enforced, and it wasn't enforced because you were technically unlicensed until you fixed the problem and paid your fines, 3, 4, 5 months later, you now have to do a take back for that amount of money. Now, why am I going through all this? Because a lot of people wait till the last minute to get their CE. And people ask all the time, well, can I just send this in for the state to? No, it doesn't work like that. Just because you took it doesn't mean you can go beg the state and they're going to approve it. In fact, they're never going to do it. So how do you guarantee that your credits are covered? Get them through the Pennsylvania Chiropractic Association's website. Because if it's on our website, it's obviously going to be PA approved because we've done our due diligence and we've made sure that the Pennsylvania laws have been properly covered and everything is a PA approved credit. Additionally, let's say you're going to any other line source for chiropractic credits. That money then goes to pay for whoever's selling those credits, Shore House or their new sports car or whatever they're using that money for. When you are buying those online CEs through the PCA, every single dollar that goes into it that doesn't pay for the actual CE goes to the PCA. That means that every dollar that you spend on online credits for the Pennsylvania Chiropractic Association CE pays for things like getting your scope of practice updated, fighting the good fight against insurance carriers. Recently, for the bill that allows chiropractors to delegate exercise again after it was cut out 8 years ago. The new bill that's going to be coming out, that's going to set the minimum amount that chiropractors can get paid in Pennsylvania and a maximum amount that copays will be. The list goes on and on and on. For example, we're trying to get right now chiropractors into the PIAA to do sports physicals and sideline care. The PCA is your only advocate in Pennsylvania to help you and your license. So when you're buying your CEs from the PCA, not only are you guaranteeing you're not going to get screwed on your credits that they're going to pass your audit, but the money you're giving is going back to you, whether you're a member or not, to fight the good fight, to protect, defend, and make sure that we are able to be chiropractors in 2026. So this was a long video, but I want you to understand that where you get your CE is just as important as what you are looking at on your computer, at the shore, on vacation for those couple CE hours. Oh, and by the way, they're super cheap. And if you're an associate and you have an associate membership, don't forget that some of your CE come for free with your membership. And if you're an enterprise level, you get that stuff too. So before you go out and spend money on CE, a lot of times, especially if you're an associate, you could buy your associate membership and get this CE included for less than even buying CE online from the cheapest provider out there. So look into our program. The links are below. Help yourself, save money, get high quality credits, and protect your license. This is Dr. Keith Miller, former president of the PCA, hoping I educated you on the process so you don't get screwed by not knowing what you're buying online. Bye, everybody.